Hiya. So I was going to do this live, but I seem to have lost my facility to go live on Facebook. So I thought I'd record a video because what I want to do is, as I set up my new venture, I want to record like not just the steps that I've done, but the feelings that I'm going through, because I think sometimes when you venture into something new, it can feel really daunting, like really scary. And even though I've got like all these years of experience of doing it, and I remember setting up the Keepsake company like it was yesterday, even though it's like 16 years ago, I'm still probably experiencing the exact same feelings that you may be feeling as you set your business up. And I think what it's making me feel is no matter how much you know, because I have studied marketing and business just like ridiculously, but even though I know all the theory, the actual implementation is still really hard. And it's puzzled me for a little while why some people like buy courses, and I've done it, like I've spent thousands on a course, and then don't actually either even look at the videos or get a little bit through and then give up, or they watch all the videos and then don't actually implement what's being suggested. So I've done it. I know people have done it with my content. And I watched, I think it was Anthony Robbins did a video on it, like the psychology behind that very thing. And I think what it is that no matter how much you know and understand this stuff, it's your vulnerability, it's how you feel when you put yourself out. So I know how to do Facebook ads, like I can do them like that. They're really easy, in case you're wondering. Or, you know, I know how to contact a paper and do some PR. I know how to reach out and pick up the phone. Like I know, as you will do, picking up the phone, for example, we all know how to pick up a phone and put the numbers in. But the actual doing is really hard, because you're making yourself vulnerable, you're putting yourself out there, you're opening yourself up for rejection. And that's a real biggie for me. Like I've got some real issues around rejection. I'm not quite sure why, but I feel rejected a lot of the time because I'm so sensitive. Like I'm making nobody, if you know me, you know I'm a really sensitive person, and it's a wonder how I've survived so many years, because like little scratches cut deep with me. So like a natural instinct for me is to hold back. It's to hold back and not put myself out. So even though I know how, the actual doing is really hard. And what happens if you don't catch yourself in that self-sabotage, if you don't catch yourself as you're stopping yourself from doing the things you know you need to do because you've read it over and over again, you've seen other people do it, you've actually done it and seen the results. But if you're not catching yourself in that self-sabotage and that holding back, then you're never going to get through to the other side. And I wrote a blog post recently around the fact that the only way to combat fear is to go through it. A bit like going on a bear hunt. You've got to go through it. Because if you stay this side of fear, you're never going to get the other side. You're never going to make that thing that's inside you that's so desperate to come out happen. Or you're never going to make the life the way that you dream of, and you're going to end up in years to come really disappointed. And I've just started to put out my idea. I mean, I've been sitting on this for like 9 months, if not longer. That's weird, isn't it? That's how long it takes to make a baby. So it is, and it's, you know, and now I feel ready to birth it and get it out there. But I have so much fear of it not being received the way that I want. I've already put it in a group and someone said, oh, isn't that what such and such is doing right now? And I'm like, oh. And all these little things, like I'll put a post in a group in silence, or I'll put it out and go, oh, someone else is doing that. Or I'll probably get some negative comment like, oh, that's a stupid idea. I don't know. So far, it's been positive apart from, and that's not negative that someone else is doing it, it's just pointing it out. But it is like, oh no. But even though I could allow that to stop me, I want this so much for so many reasons that I cannot let that fear and that feeling of vulnerability and that uncertainty and the fear of rejection stop me going through with what it is I want to do. And the same is for you. So I'm just asking you, if you feel very stuck at the moment, which I think so many people get to because of the internal fear that we're feeling, you know, I'm talking to you, you know what you need to do. And it probably isn't that hard. It's one of those things that you could spend months and years thinking about and agonizing over how hard it's going to be. And when you do it, you're like, oh, that was easy. That took 5 minutes. And that's what I mean. The fear going up is so massive. It renders us, like it freezes us. As soon as we can push through that wafer thin wall of fear, it all suddenly goes away. And that's all you have to do, is keep going through the wafer thin walls of fear that feel like a massive block. So if you imagine you see this massive wall of rice paper, you can't see it through it. It looks like a really solid wall, but one little poke of the finger and you're through. And that's what it's like, you know, like I'm shaking when I pick up the phone. I remember when I used to make my first cold calls all those years ago, like trying to sell websites, because that's what my background is. And I was like ringing up, hello, it's Victoria here. I'm just wondering, like shaking, yeah? But the more I did, the better it got. And as soon as I started talking to the person, I'd relax. So this message is really just to say, if you've got something inside you, don't let your fear stop you. It's called resistance. And resistance always shows up when it's something that's really important to you and that actually could really change your life. Yeah, we don't dilly-dally about the unimportant stuff. We dilly-dally about the stuff that could really change our lives. And all this resistance gets more and more stronger and more resistance, the more important it is and the closer that we get. And that's what I'm feeling now. Like I haven't had that much resistance in 9 months, apart from the fact that I haven't done anything with it, apart from like create this amazing little space that I just love being in. But I've not actually, apart from a few little ladies' nights, done anything with it. But now I'm like, come on, I need to get some energy. I want some people in there and I want to see people having an amazing time and I just want to feel it. Now my resistance kicking in. Now all the doubt and the fear and the, oh, people are gonna like not like it and I'm gonna get rejected and, you know. So I want to say that even though I'm like all these years on and I'm doing something fresh, all the fears are still there. It doesn't go away and it's just part of life. And actually it makes it feel more alive. If it was so easy, it was like, oh, I've got this thing, oh, it doesn't matter if you come or not. The fact that I'm so nervous and angsty about it shows that I really want it, and that's good. That's good. And the same's for you. So push through those wafer thin walls today, okay? There is going to be one paper thin wall in your life that is stopping you from going for what you want. Perhaps it's getting photos, or perhaps it's making a phone call. Perhaps it's telling your Facebook friends what it is you're doing. I'm doing a members call in 2 minutes, so I better go. That was a bing bong to say that my first person's driving. I think I've turned my video off, otherwise they're watching thinking, who am I talking to? But anyway, that's my message to you. Just go and knock down some walls, okay? They're paper thin, but you've got to go through it, and it'll feel scary as soon as you're through the other side, and then you'll just be like, oh, what was I worrying about? Lots of love, bye.